So, the beginning of a new scene, we usually take away some momentum, but because you guys haven't got any, then you're a bit stuck.
Yay.
Choose a strategy.
Yeah,
Sure.
good one.
But the broken and barren volcanic landscape of Seku 6 lies before you. So the terrain's mostly volcanic rock, ash, and sand. So as I said, it's pretty barren from the scans from orbit you got as well. There's some sparse vegetation though, and it kind of clings to life in the form of some like lichen and some pale grasses as well. But the sharp, rocky ledges and deep ravines will make traversing the terrain quite difficult, quite slow going as well, I'm afraid. And you have not exactly landed exactly where you wanted to be. Despite the interference from the planet's rare minerals, your tricorders still work, and they still receive the signal every 3.67 minutes from the source of that alien signal. It's a few kilometres to the east. There's also the 2 Starfleet comm badges, fairly nearby actually. It shows probably only a few clicks out, so it will take you about an hour to get there. And then to the north, you see a thin pillar of smoke. And if you remember, there was another small craft that crashed nearby you guys. It's a Romulan scout ship. So, with those 3 things, which one do you want to investigate first? We've got the comm badge signals, they're quite close by. We've got the alien signal and that possible settlement that you go and investigate over there to the east. And then we've got the Romulan crash site that's to the north. And that is again a bit further out, so you'd need to take some time over that.
Is it worth just going, are you guys okay?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
The higher the rank, the better?
Yeah. I hail the 2 combat,
Cool.
identify myself.
Okay. I'm not going to get you to roll. It'll be difficulty 0 to open hailing frequencies and close them. You don't get any response.
Well, I'll say let's see if they are alive.
Yeah.
They are our first
Time to schlep
priority
it.
after all.
Yeah. See, let's see what happened.
Cool.
So what if it's a trap?
That would be your priority to make sure that we don't fall in a trap.
Okay.
His priority.
Yes.
How do I...
You are a security officer.
Wait, guys,
Wow.
wait, don't stand there. Don't stand there.
You are our security officer, so we trust
I
you.
can get you out. I can get us out of the trap.
We trust you.
Thank you.
All right, cool. So you're taking the lead.
I guess I am. Yes, I am.
I love away missions.
Okay, so you make the trek towards the comm badges, and it's the closest location. Scaling the small mountain ridge, you turn the corner towards the overhang of rock and survey the scene ahead of you. Buried partly inside the rock, with a look of pain and horror on their faces, are 2 Starfleet officers, and there is dried blood around the rock bed, coming from some of their orifices as well.
Are they
So
alive?
we'll take a look.
I will rush. May I?
I'm following you.
Grab my take the lead, go forward,
Yep.
start checking them out.
Cool. You take your medical tricorder, you give them a scan. So this, I need an insight and medicine check.
No
The
problem.
difficulty is 1, but I'm going to say your medical tricorder reduces that because you're trying to diagnose what they're doing.
That sounds fair.
And you get your piece of equipment automatically. So this is going to be difficulty 0, but I'm going to let you roll, and hopefully we'll generate some momentum for this. So insight and medicine, do you have a particular focus?
I do have focus in medicine, xenobiology, and virology. Not sure if any of those will apply or not, but not for the damage they've gotten.
I'll give you a stretch of emergency medicine.
That's right.
So anything that rolls under your discipline is going to score 2 successes for you. That's a 2.
And a 6.
So that will be 3 successes.
Cool. Grab yourselves 3 momentum.
Yeah.
They're dead, Jim. Yeah, unfortunately these 2 officers are dead. One of them is an Andorian and one of them is a human female. Both officers have suffered massive trauma because their limbs are partly embedded into the rock. So this definitely looks like some kind of horrible transporter accident.
Oh.
God. Good thing we took the shuttle.
Yeah.
They partly materialised into the rock bed, which means that they got this massive trauma and they essentially they died of shock.
Better of shock than just die there in bed
Do
and be
we
alive.
know if there's any outside interference from it, or it was just?
So that's going to be obtained information spans. Do you get one for free? One of your talents?
Only for treatment, not
only
for...
with treatment.
not that.
Okay, that's fine.
And yeah, I think that's fine. Was it outside interference, possibly?
Definitely. If you want to spend that, go on. Yeah, this was due to the electromagnetic interference. It's probably likely that if this is like the Susquehanna crew, and you know, maybe they suffered the same flash that you did, or maybe the Romulans were involved somehow. It's likely that, looking at this, they obviously didn't have time to really meticulously get a transporter lock, break through the interference. They just had transport straight away, and if they did, that means that unfortunately they materialised inside the rock.
Can we identify them?
You absolutely can, yeah. I'm not going to get you to roll for this, so you take a look at the con badges. Let's say, Javier, you take a look at the con badges. The Andorian is Ishrath Azanan, and the human is Priya Childs, and they're both registered as 2 of the crew of the Susquehanna mission.
Cool. So then,
Do they carry any other equipment apart from, let's say, the usual, probably tricorder and...
I mean, yeah, a couple of the pieces are buried in the rock, if they do have any, but there are a couple of Type 2 phasers strapped to their side.
But nothing specific to see why they were there, they were here.
No, I mean, if they were here to survey the planet, kind of a bit like you guys, they'd have standard equipment with them, and they've got a couple of phasers with them for protection.
okay.
All right, I'll log it because I'll need to make a report about it later.
Yeah.
And
Imagine you
the
take the
families.
con badges,
Take the con badges.
kind of like dog tags,
Yeah.
so you've got some record of them.
Place it inside.
Sure.
Guys, just some ideas. Where is the ship? I mean, if they transport...
Well,
we haven't seen the ship on orbit.
true. Maybe they flew by. Like maybe they had to evacuate in an emergency or something.
So is it possible that the actual ship crashed?
Could be. I mean, it seems like they had to transport just without making any...
Could it have been burnt up
Yeah.
in the atmosphere though, because of all the weird
Um,
interference?
I mean, if the shuttle had been broken up or attacked in some way, so that, I mean, all the deflector shields failed and some of the actual hull integrity failed, then potentially. But that's probably not going to happen. It's not very likely.
Quick question,
Yeah.
if I may. Perhaps us finding these questions would be easier if we went to the compound and asked the Federation people there. They may have seen the ship flying past. They may be even from the ship. We do not know that yet.
Yeah, true. Although, don't forget there are Romulans there.
Yeah, that feels very dangerous because we don't know their intentions.
I would like to say I agree with you about going to check the Romulans first. We do not know what they were doing and why they decloaked and if they were going to take us down. They might be
The
after
crashed Romulans.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there are Romulan on the compound, so before that, let's go and check the actual crash site, maybe. Because they were actually behind us, cloaking, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's see what happened. Maybe there are some more information before going to the compound.
And maybe they were decloaking because they were just saying hello.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
very
a famous
optimistic
tactic
of
of,
you.
Oh, no,
the
it's
Romulan.
fine.
Really.
I know I was being sarcastic there.
Of course
Okay.
you were.
So, you guys
How long
take...
until the pension?
Not long enough.
Agree.
You don't have pensions in the Federation. you just
Why not?
Everyone's technically on a pension. Anyway, so you make the trek towards this Romulan crash site. Again, it's very heavy going. You've got to go kind of over some mountain ridges and go through some valleys. And you finally come onto the actual crash site. And there's still this large pillar of smoke in front of you. The Romulan crash site, the wrecked shuttlecraft of theirs is pretty wrecked. It's broken up in several pieces. And there's not really any kind of distinguishable hull, even the cells, like parts to the ship. So it looks in like a much worse way than your shuttle. But it looks pretty kind of disintegrated, almost.
Is there any, well, not life form, but, dead body that we can see?
Sure. Roll me...
Can I scan for life forms?
You can scan for life forms. Yes, you can. All right, so who wants to take lead on the task?
If you're going to have a
Medical
focus or
tricorder.
something, then that's...
Would I help?
Sure. Yeah.
sure. I'll go for it.
Okay. So yeah, you, roll for it for me. It's good to be difficulty 1. And what do you want to use your attributes and disciplines?
I'd like to use my medical tricorder to use medicine and not presence. That won't make any sense. Insight.
Yep. Yeah. Insights about learning information. And
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah. Sure.
Also, I've always wanted to say, can I scan for life forms? Never get to say that.
Congratulations.
Oh, can I assist?
You can absolutely.
Because
Yeah.
I've got reconnaissance.
Ooh.
Okay, that focus will apply.
Exactly.
What do you want to use for it?
Well,
Because you can come at it from a different kind of perspective
Okay.
than.
What are you using?
I'm using my
Psychotrope.
tricorder just search down.
No,
there,
as
so-
in like the attributes and.
Oh, I'm using medicine and insight.
Okay. Well, since it's a crashed ship, maybe I can be more hands-on and I can be moving things. So fitness
Yeah.
and con.
Sure, definitely.
All right.
Yeah, because it's about piloting and you're trying to figure out. I'll give you information about the ship as well with that roll. Cool. Okay.
Cool.
So this guy's is. I'm going to make it difficulty 1. So it's fairly
Great.
simple to do, but there is. You might miss things. Lloyd, make me the roll, and Javier, you follow up with that.
Mm-hmm.
11 and
What
12.
was your target number?
My target number was 13, so both are successes.
2 successes. We've got a momentum. That's good.
And mine will be 14, 11 and 3.
Cool. Remember, if you get a 3. Oh, that's
Oh,
a crit anyway.
Wow.
It's a total of 4 successes, right? Okay, so bag yourself 3 momentum.
Nice.
You only find a couple of dead Romulans here, and they're towards where you suspect is the front of the ship. You also see some tracks leading off, and they're in rough direction of the settlement. What you also find out about the ship is that you suspect that the damage that's been done to the ship isn't just impact damage, it's potentially sabotage. So they could either have had something happen to their ship beforehand, before it flew uncloaked and pursued you, or they could be covering their tracks.
Like they actually sabotaged their own ship after it crashed.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
Shall we do a check of the logs and the computers to find any other information
If we
that could be
can, if
valuable?
they are still operable.
Wow, okay. Well, I'm not going to make that impossible. There's still a few parts that they haven't scuttled, but this is going to be difficulty 5.
Oh, maybe not.
Is it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Why?
Well,
Because it might be important.
You do have quite a bit of momentum.
And we
now.
have
It
a
will
lot
buy
of
you at
momentum.
least 2 dice for the task leader, and I'll let someone assist as well.
Okay.
I mean, Kat, you might want to either lead or assist because you've got the engineering discipline quite high.
Yeah, I've got engineering 4, so
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Or has anyone got a focus in like computers?
No.
no,
I
what
have
core?
power systems.
Okay. It's not going to apply, unfortunately, because power systems is more about warp cores and batteries and stuff.
Can I assist anyway with science?
Potentially, but I'm only going to allow 1 assist.
I'd like
So
to
we've gotta pick
assist
them.
with command because we've been against the Romulans for quite a long time.
You've been through
and
this.
I've been through this enough time. I'd like to be able to tell her what she needs to look for. Everything else is going for that stuff
Okay.
if I can.
Presence and command, I'd say.
All right.
So how many momentum is that?
Don't worry about that just yet, because we'll think about buying dice. But we'll look at your attributes. So, what do you want to use for it? How are you approaching the problem?
Engineering and reason.
Cool. So you're thinking logically about
Yeah.
where things would be, how they'd be recorded, and such like that. Cool. Yeah, no problem. So
And then that's 15 then.
that'll give you a target of 15. Nice. So bear in mind we need 5 successes. You've not got a focus, so that crit range is only going to be 1. So to buy a dice would be 1 point of momentum. To buy a second dice would be 2 points of momentum. Or if you can pick a value that applies here, you could spend a point of determination. And that means that you could essentially get a perfect opportunity, which means that you'd buy your first dice and it would count as automatically having rolled a 1, giving you 2 successes straight off.
Okay. I have everyone has a secret.
I like that. Yeah, definitely. Okay. So you could spend your determination now, and if you cross that off. So we've already got a dice here that has... I can't find it. Where is it? Here it is.
There it is.
Already rolled a 1. So don't knock that when you roll. Now, if you want to buy a 4th dice to roll, that's going to be 2 momentum. And then if you want to roll a 5th dice, it's going to be another 3 momentum. So you can actually afford that with all the momentum you've got.
What do you guys think?
Let's do it.
Spend all the momentum.
All the momentum.
No.
Yeah.
The thing is, I was checking my focus. I have the deceptions. So if I assist you...
But
Oh.
he's gonna assist.
Yeah, I want to help.
So then we're talking. We've got 2 successes already.
We need 5, right?
Yeah, so you need 3 more successes.
You're gonna roll. Wait,
2.
so did she have to pay for that dice?
Her determination's paid for that dice.
Okay, not the.
Any more dice, it's
Will
not
be
going to cost
2.
you 1, it's going to cost you 2.
But I have
because it's the
2d20
4th
anyway.
dice. Yeah.
So right now we are on a potential 5. Like we can get 5. You can get 5.
You can potentially get 5. You'd need to roll a 1 probably, or or when you're assisting, you'd need to roll a success, and you'd need to roll both successes on both of those dice.
Yeah.
We can buy a die.
1 die.
Quick question. Could we blag that xenoanthropology could help us figure this out?
No.
No.
What's the shot?
You're not studying the Society of
No.
Romulans
That-
at this point.
That will be useful if we go anywhere near the compound, I'm sure. But
Fair dues.
right now,
I say let's buy 1 die.
I think we should buy 2.
I think we should buy 2.
Your cautious talent,
Commander.
Kat, your cautious talent applies to security or to engineering?
Engineering.
Applies to engineering.
Cool. Well, if you spend momentum here for this and buy some dice, using momentum you can re-roll one of those d20s.
Let's buy
Okay.
2.
2 dice. Commander, what would you suggest?
Commander, you have to make a choice.
You're assisting, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say 1.
This could give us vital information.
So, just so we're clear, that one you spent determination on, that's the first die you bought. So the next die is the 4th dice that
So
you're
that'll
going to
cost
roll,
2.
which will cost 2.
Oh, okay,
And the
that's
5th dice, so the 3rd one you've bought, will cost 3
Okay, yeah.
more momentum.
1 die.
Yes,
One die.
we'll buy 1 die.
1
So
die.
it's
It's
one
risky,
moment.
but
It's 2
okay.
momentum.
You'll do fine.
Okay. So you can re-roll one of those. I don't think anything applies here to your
Nope.
assist.
Wait.
Okay.
I'm going to re-roll the 15.
Okay, because it's a 14 you're after, isn't it? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
One
What's your
from
target
me.
number? 5
14.
successes. Re-roll that. You could get a momentum. Yes. All right. So put 1 momentum back.
Woohoo!
That's right, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. From the logs, I'm going to give you the gist. Basically, you find out that they are very suspect of a Federation presence here, a secret Federation presence, and they think it's has something to do with the signal and the electromagnetic kind of impulse weapon, they call it. Sounds like the thing that happened to your shuttle. And as I said, they suspect Federation presence or interference with it. So they might think it's a Federation weapon.
Okay.
Which could explain why they were pursuing you.
The weapon, what hit
That
us,
blue flash.
yeah,
Yep.
came from the compound, right? Or from the signal.
From thinking back, what you got from the kind of telemetry on the consoles you were working at the time, it kind of came from the planet.
Oh, generically?
Yeah, there was no fix on it at the time. It kind of came from the planet.
But we had no records of anyone being here.
It's also not very Starfleet to create
Yeah.
this like planet weapon that's just going to neutralize ships flying into it.
Yeah.
Not really our style. to be
I
honest.
know. Just I'm fresh out of the academy, I know that.
Good job. That's why you are on our ship.
I know.
Bright mind.
Yes. Well, yes.
Mr. Dofeth, perhaps
Yes.
we first answer all these questions is to go to the compound once again and ask.
I totally agree.
I think if we go to the compound, we need to be very careful.
Yeah. I'll go first.
All right. It is a trek to the compound.
Mr. Brock, take the lead.
I am taking it.
So this compound is several kilometers to the east. So you start heading out. As you do, the sun starts to go down as the orbit of the planet moves. You crest a ridge, and you see a small settlement of about 36 individuals in the valley below. Now, the settlement lies at the base of a high ridge, and it consists of several camouflage dwellings. So as you're looking at your tricorders, comparing it to the scan from the ship in the previous scene, there's actually more here than you originally detected, which means that they're using some kind of either natural or just some kind of physical kind of camouflage for scanners. I mean, it also helps that they've got this electromagnetic interference as part of it, so that they're lying low almost.
Well, that's suspicious.
There are 2 shuttle-sized ships that are also parked, but they're obscured under a kind of camouflage netting, and they're playing havoc with your tricorders as well, so you definitely didn't detect them from orbit. And there's at least a couple of dozen figures moving around amongst the buildings. So people are, from what you can see in the distance, people are kind of basic labour, picking up stuff, moving it around. There's a bit of, almost looks like quite heavy duty equipment here, kind of practical equipment, but that's all you can see from now. And then as you're examining the settlement, a rock in front of you explodes from a disruptor blast. Of course it does. And someone calls out from a rocky outcropping nearby, "Hands up! That's the only warning you're getting."
Hands up then.
Yes.
Hands up.
Can't believe I trekked 10 kilometers just to be arrested.
Okay, I just wanted to make everyone do that. Okay, in front of you is an Andorian woman carrying a disruptor rifle, like a long disruptor rifle with a fat old scope on the top, and she walks slowly towards you. How do you guys want to approach this? Now talking kind of out of character, do you want to try and neutralise her as a threat, or do you want to try and talk to her?
Well, there's 24 people.
Yeah.
I don't think, unless there's a very quiet way of doing it. Also, a rock just exploded, so I don't think it's going to be quiet in any way.
We come in peace, though.
That's true.
We're
We
here
always-
for we're only
we
here for
always come in
information. We're here for information.
Yeah. Yeah, let's...
Let's approach in a more diplomatic way.
Cool. Okay, so I'll let you guys go first. This is part of kind of conflict. It's what we call a social conflict. So I'm gonna let you guys put forward a persuasion task at me first, and then if that doesn't succeed, I might throw one back, and we might then the characters will then come to a compromise or an agreement. Difficulty is determined really by what you're saying and how you're approaching it. Now we have these social tools as well. So these are either evidence, deception, intimidation, or negotiation. So you can pick which kind of approach you want to take, and that will influence the difficulty.
Who's good at talking to people?
Me, because I have xenoanthropology.
Okay. You also have a very talky commander here, though.
Yeah,
We do.
I come from a diplomatic upbringing.
But I know about their
You could definitely
I vote for
assist.
the diplomat.
cultures, yeah.
You could definitely assist. But
I'll
I think you
assist
should
you.
take the lead on this one.
I take a step towards the Andorian.
Yeah.
My name is Dofeth. I'm from the Starfleet. We come in peace. Our shuttle crashed some miles back when we were looking for some of our fellow comrades, and then we pick up to this particular settlement, and we walk this way to require assistance.
See, already you've got quite a calming voice on me. That's quite cool. Yeah. So, do you think this is a negotiation? I mean, I don't think you're presenting any kind of evidence
No.
here. You're definitely not deceiving her in any way.
Well, in a way, we're not really asking for assistance. So I think it's a negotiation with some kind of lies thrown in the midst. You know.
Okay.
Because we want information from them.
Sure, yeah, of course. I mean, with the approach that you've taken, I'm going to say, based on the difficulties I've got, I think this is a negotiation about wanting help from her. So, this is going to be difficulty 2.
Okay.
She's not exactly that trusting, as you've seen from the disruptor fire, but there's a chance to get through to her. So, do you want to assist?
I will assist.
And yeah, Stefano, if you wanted to roll for me, this is definitely going to be presence and command.
Okay, I have 17 in total.
Cool. Kat, how are you in terms of like role play? How are you backing up his argument? What are you saying to her?
Yeah, so I think that we are obviously all part of the Federation, so we're not going against each other.
Yeah, we're definitely not your enemies.
No, we're not the enemy, and we're just coming for some sort of assistance and information because we're a bit in the dark.
Yeah, of course. Cool. All right. So this is going to be presence, but I reckon you could argue for me either like security because you're talking about allies, or maybe it is command. It's depending on how you want to approach it.
I'll say command.
Cool.
So command and what again?
Presence.
Sorry.
So that's your 9
That's 12.
and 3. Yeah, 12. So Stefano, if you roll for me first, and then Kat, you want to add your dice to that as well.
Both.
Did you have a focus that applied?
Composure?
I'll let you have that. So that's under your 5, which gives you 2 successes. And is that 14 one more success?
Because I have presence and command, it's total of 17.
Wow. Cool. Okay. So that's 3 successes already.
No.
No? Okay.
Out by 1.
Well, you gave it a good shot. This is actually really, it works really well because she turns to you actually and says, we've got nothing more to do with the Federation. You think you can just come on here and explore and, claim any planet you like. This is our settlement and we'll have no trouble from the Federation. Not anymore.
We don't want to cause any trouble. And we're not here to take any settlement.
When you won't cause any trouble. So long as you give me your weapons, I'll take you to Aero, and maybe you can negotiate with him.
I first take my phaser and should give it to her.
You guys giving them up?
Yep.
Okay. So she grabs your phasers. She actually slings her rifle behind her and actually holds one of the phasers. You see her pull a different charge on it, and actually because you're fairly close, you've got that security kind of background, you see she's cranked it right up. This is like disintegration kind of power levels, and she motions to you right that way, and you guys head down towards the settlement. The crew of the Susquehanna captured on board a Romulan warbird.
We'll hope for the best. Let's do it.
Oh my god.
Do it.
Any kind of tactical retreat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Uh-oh.
I have not scored any successes.
So, bear with.
I have failed you.
Shooty, shooty.
Right.
Wow.
Well done.
That's...
At least it'll be an honourable death.
It's a battle situation. It wouldn't be that cheery.
What's the...
Okay.
I got excited.
Let's read.
Okay, in front of you